ERPNext, work area 3, week 1, sales. This week we'll create a customer, create a quotation, and create a sales order so that eventually we will pick and pack the orders that these customers create. First step's a quotation, followed by a sales order. You will need a document off the desktop on this computer, or ask your instructor where to get it. It's the customer order document. It has orders for all 3 customers that we'll be working with and the quantity of items they'll be buying, as well as their sales prices that are located in our system in ERPNext. So now it's moving into creating a customer. To create a customer, go to customer list. You'll see here that I've added there's already been 3 customers added in for you: Jane Doe, John Doe, and Robot Ricks. You'll see the two does are individuals, and Robot Ricks is a commercial customer. When you click on any one of these customers and go in, you'll see they have an address already added into their system. Those addresses are important to be able to ship and pack and add labels. But also for this week, I would like for you to add another customer, a fake customer, one of you in your group or in your class. Add a customer in, and there's an edit full form option. You can put it in, but remember, make sure you add an address to the person. The primary address, you'll have to go here to a primary address, go to create new address, and add an address and save for this customer. If you don't do that, let me get back to the customer list here. If you don't add the address for the customer that you're adding, you will not be able to ship or pack, or it'll give you some errors later on. So please make sure you add that address. So that is pretty much the customer area, as you can see here. And you'll be adding your own in. Like I said, that's one of your activities. There's already 3 customers in there for you. So now that we've gone through the customer and adding a new customer and the different customers and making sure we add the addresses, we're going to move on to making a quotation, which is the next step. You can see here, creating a quotation is the next step. We're going to go on up, always the awesome bar, quotation. And the quotation list will open up. From there, I'm going to add a new quotation. And if you're going to wonder what customer or what item to add, that's where this customer order document that you can find on the desktop or from your instructor will come into handy. So first, you're going to want to fill a quotation out for each one of the 3 customers: Jane Doe, John Doe, and Robot Ricks. So I'm going to go ahead and do Jane Doe, or some of Jane Doe, as quickly as an example here to show you how to work through there. So I'm going to move over. The customer will fill in as Jane Doe. I'll move down, and I'm going to add each of the items here that Jane Doe wants, starting with the Roots Wallet green band. Go in, go to the item code, Roots Wallet, making sure I don't get the 3D printed parts. I want a product or a product bundle. The 3D printed parts are the individual items. Remember back in the item groups from week 1 in warehouses, you're going to want to make sure that we keep with the products only, or product bundles, which are groups of products, as the items we choose to sell. So we're going to look down for, again, the Roots Wallet white with a green band. If I can't find them all, I can go here to Advanced Search and go to More. It will give me the full list of everything. So I need the Roots Wallet white with a green band. Right here. So I click on that, double check that I have it right. Roots Wallet white with a green band, yes, and they want 1. So I'm going to put 1 in, and then we have to assign a price or a rate at this point for this customer. It could be different for each customer. It could be posted on the website. This customer has asked for this, and we're selling it to them at $15.99. Remember, you can go back to the item page and see the valuation rate, or what the product is worth and how much money would be made on that product then, and it can all be kept back in the accounting module back at the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and put in $15.99 with a quantity 1, and I'm going to hit save real quick just to make sure I have it saved. But you can add rows, and you would add in rows and add each of those items in, get the entire quotation done with all of the items for each for Jane Doe. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and then I'm going to hit submit. And I can submit by hitting yes, that item there. So I'm going to go ahead from there. I've submitted that item. I'm going to move on from there to, you would want to move on from there to going back to quotation and adding a quotation for each of the separate customers here in the list. And they're already in there as customers. You just need to add theirs and add them into the list. So for this week, you're going to want to go ahead, like I said, and look through the customer list, go ahead and look through the quote and go ahead and create a quotation, create a custom customer in that list. A custom customer, or you're going to go and look through the customers, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about sales orders now. So let's go over and talk about sales order. So go to the sales order list. This is where we're actually going to take the order for the sale to actually happen after you've quoted it. They've approved it. The customer's approved it. You're now going to add a sales order in. And you can get info here from the quotation. Sometimes this does line up. This get info from button is nice. I can go get info from quotation. I can select the quotation from Jane Doe. Go to get items. Remember we have Jane Doe and I put one of her items in. Jane's ordering the t-shirt. I do have to put in the delivery date. So let's go 3 to 5 day shipping is this item here. So I'm going to put that in on Friday there. And the rate, remember, we quoted her at, for t-shirts, $19.99. Done. Sales order is good. From there, I can hit save and submit. So now the sales order is done, and we're waiting for the payment and so forth. Sales order is done, and we can now move on to a pick list and so forth from here in our next week's lesson.